Hey guys, I hope you're doing great today or that your day is going amazing. Today, very quickly, I wanted to talk about not relationships, but how you handle, when people, yes, relationships. But what I'm trying to say is like mainly how you handle, yourself and how you show love and how you show up as your truest self, in a relationship. And I'm talking about like a romantic relationship. It can be platonic as well, but my experiences have been with romantic relationships where I tend to love deep, and I show it like right away because I don't know, I always say like I have to show who I am, my potential of love and everything like that. And if the receiver doesn't receive it in the right way, then I exit. you know to me it's no thing. I know it's not like that for everyone, but to me, like, I can love so deep, but if I don't feel like the same type of love, or not the same, but at least I don't know, like, what I'm trying to say is just that if my love is being taken advantage of, I exit. you know I am a type of person that I give chances and all, but once I see that, like, it's just like the kindness gets taken advantage of, which happens a lot, then I leave the room, and I'm okay by that. But one thing I don't do is that, let's say, for example, my last relationship sucked or whatever, for whatever reason. The next person is not going to pay for that. And many of us do that. Many of us, we may treat the next person, unfairly, or we may not show up as we truly are, when it comes to love and all that stuff, because we've been hurt in the past. And, I say that we shouldn't do that to the next person because, at the end of the day, a package may just not be well received by someone, or maybe the package was opened by the wrong person, but it doesn't mean that what's in the package is worth any less, right? If you truly love with your heart, and you show authenticity with with how you are when it comes to that, to to love, and how you give love to others, you know what, just accept the fact that not everyone is the same. Not everyone is going to receive your love the same way. And like I said, if your love is, if people around you are taking advantage of your purest love, then you have to do what you have to do. And a lot of the things that change us when it comes to love is if the same things keep happening over and over with this, with different partners. So, like, I don't know, like, anything can happen where somebody maybe cheats or something like that. Like, in every relationship, you find that the person you're with ends up cheating on you, for example, right? Just understand that when we see the same things occurring over and over, it may not just be them. They may be that way, but we need to look a little bit deeper, because as we know, we attract, as within, so without. So we are attracting these energies. And when we see that we keep getting hurt, or that the same cycles continue over and over, it's time for us to step back, get some alone time, and try to figure out what it is within us that we need to change in order for our outside world to change, including the people that come in. Because, as I mentioned, we have our own frequency. And so if people come to your frequency, you know, there's something within you that's attracting them as well. All right. And so I, for example, had to step back from like dating and all that stuff, because I used to have a problem where I didn't give myself time to heal, time for me, time to get to know myself. I didn't know myself I think for 40 years. I didn't know who I was, right? Really who I was. And well, not 40 years. I would say at least like 35 plus, around there, right? And it was because of that. You know, once I felt lonely, or, you know, I would tell myself, well, you know, just because it didn't work out with the other person, it doesn't mean that I don't want love, or a partner, or somebody, you know, to do life with me, you know? And so I held on to that, thinking like I had nothing to do with the problem, thinking that, you know, not a victim, but I was like, you know what, I'm loving. If they're not loving, that's on them, you know, but somebody else will receive it, right? And I would jump to the very next relationship, you know, and then end up breaking up again, you know. And me having children, this happened even, you know, while me having children. And, you know, so I was letting my kids see other people, you know, that were not gonna stay in their lives, just because, you know, and me also, and me wasting not wasting, but like, it was still my time and also their time, you know, where they could have been working on themselves, or I could have been working on myself, you know. And, you know, I don't want to say like wasted time, but, you know, everything is a lesson, everything happens for a reason. I do believe in that as well. But sure, I could have made better decisions in the past, right? And if not for me, for my kids, or, you know, whatever, or for them themselves. But it was just, I wasn't ready. I had not ever taken the time for me, to get to know me, to get to, you know, work on myself, for me to fix my inner world first, you know. And that affected a lot of things when it came to you know, at least romantic relationships in my life. That it affected a lot. And, you know, once I was alone for a while, I started getting to understand, you know, who I was, what I did want, what I didn't want in a partner. And even like that, I still, you know, I tried again and didn't work out for whatever reason, you know. And, you know, it's hard to continue being who you are when it comes to love, you know, like be pure of heart when it comes to love, because in this world, you know, we have lost so many values, including loyalty and all that stuff. We have lost a lot of values. But, you know, being that we still exist out here, we need to continue showing the world that true love exists, you know, that kindness exists, that, you know, that you can put your guards down when it comes to a relationship, to a partnership, you know. And I think a lot of us are walking here not trusting each other, you know, because of everything we've been through. We are a bunch of hurting people, and at the end of the day, we're all kids trying to figure life out still, you know, no matter the age, you know, we're still trying to figure life out. But I think the world needs more pure love, you know, like love like a child would love, you know. And I think it's beautiful to give that. But in order to give that, you know, and to be well received by the right receiver, then I personally suggest let's work on ourselves. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not really trying to attract anybody, to be honest with you. Right now, I have a whole different agenda in my mind. But, you know, only God knows what plans he has. So my idea is, even though I'm not personally looking for anybody in particular, at least if somebody does come into my life that God sends, let me be ready. Let me become the person that I want to attract, you know? Because, you know, the last time that I felt ready for a relationship, I didn't realize that I was dealing with addiction. Because addiction is not just in drugs. You know, addiction can be in food. Addiction can be in many different things. You can be addicted to a person. You can be addicted to a certain energy. You know, an addiction is an addiction. It's not just drugs, like I said. And so the person that I attracted, even though I felt very ready and I knew what I wanted and this is it and stuff like that, you know, I missed that. I missed the addiction part. And I attracted somebody that was into addiction as well. And that's when I realized, because I'm here breaking my head like, but I did everything right. You know, I worked on myself and you know, and I'm high vibe and this and that. Why did this happen? You know? And I completely ignored the whole addiction part, you know? And I became unsatisfied with that relationship. And not only did that person go through things, but you know, everybody else around also did, you know? And it sucks because I'm the type of person that I'm so easy to just, you know, move on. You know, it's like nothing. And people sometimes, they don't understand that. They feel like, okay, so you were fake, you know, so your love was fake. And this is that because you're so easy to move on. But it's not, you know. I don't have attachment issues, you know, anymore to people, you know. And so, but it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to those around me that were affected by that decision, you know, where once I realized, you know, what I did, I was just like, okay, I need to walk away, you know, because I knew that I was just going to make everybody else even more miserable by staying in that, you know, in that environment. So, you know, to save yourself, that other person, anybody else affected by, you know, the relationship, try to make sure that before you get into any new relationship, don't let loneliness push you to that. You know, we need to be lonely sometimes for us to get to know ourselves, for us to love ourselves, for us to respect ourselves, for us to know our worth, for us to, you know, observe, you know, the world and take time to smell the roses. That will help us a lot, you know, a lot. And if there's something about you that you don't like, that you feel, because we know the things that we don't like about ourselves, we know the things that don't feel right that we may do, you know, work on those things first before you jump into anything. Something else could be like, let's say, for example, let's say you have children with somebody and you're no longer with a parent, but you have somebody kicking it to you, right? And everything may sound wonderful and everything like that, and you really want to try, but you're still dealing with issues with your other partner, your ex-partner, you know, your children's parent and stuff. We cannot bring somebody in the picture when there's still drama, because it's just gonna cause more drama. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna cause negative energy, you know, and we're trying to get away from that. But in order to get away from that, we need to make sure that we are at a very good place within ourselves. You know, like I said, don't let loneliness, or maybe you need support in any other way, you know, just remember that everything will always work out for us. God is watching over us. You know, as long as you do the right thing for you and considering those around you as well, God is going to help. God is going to provide, you know. Like I said, let's say, for example, maybe it's not even about being lonely. Maybe you just don't want to do this alone. Maybe it's difficult, to I don't know, to live in a place and pay all the bills by yourself and everything like that, and you would love a partner so they can help you and everything. The real provider of everything that we have is God, or whoever you believe in, right? You associate with. So have faith that everything will be taken care of as long as you're taking care of yourself. Because by us taking care of ourselves and working on ourselves, then, that's a positive contribution to the world, because you're trying to be a good human being, to, like a good contribution to the world, and that's appreciated. That's appreciated by God or whoever, but that's appreciated by God, and because you're doing a good deed to the world by you working on yourself, you're gonna be provided for and you're gonna be taken care of. That has happened to me 1,000 times. I have had to break up relationships because it was just not good. Not for me, not for them, not for my kids and things like that. And maybe I may not have felt financially ready for it, but I knew it was the right thing. And so because I felt was the right thing, and I listened to my heart, which I felt like God led me to certain actions, then God rewards me and he takes care of me and he doesn't let me fall and he provides and everything, because I'm doing the right thing in a sense of taking myself out of a negative environment that is not good for anyone. All right. So I hope this message came across easy to understand and that I didn't just talk without making sense. I hope I made sense to you. But my whole point is, we get lonely. We need help. There's many reasons to want to get into a relationship. But let's try to make sure that before we do, that we are ready for one, truly ready for one. And the way that I feel, you may know, is if your life is flowing fluently, if everything is, working out for you, if you feel good inside and it's reflecting on your outside. And most importantly, you're never gonna have to look for it. You're never gonna have to look for love. Love will find you. God will send somebody that's good for you, that's right for you, that's meant for you, when you're ready. Until then, work on yourself, work on making your world as perfect as possible. You're perfect. Whatever feels perfect for you. All right. I know that they say that there's no perfection, but something may be perfect for us. All right. Perfect enough, at least. So I hope this message helps somebody. And I hope that it came out clearly. Excuse me if it didn't. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day ahead, evening, night, whatever it is. And I'll see you guys, okay? I don't want to say mañana anymore because, maybe I don't. But I'll see you guys when I see you, okay? Have a great one.